Oh.
One to a million. There's so many different reasons why I like you. Let's keep this going. We can change it up if we want to. Keep me guessing, keep me guessing. Keep me guessing, keep me guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey, hi everybody. How are you tonight? It's good to see you. Good to be here. Good to be time for stories. Yes, I'm hoping you're hearing me fine because I'm not getting a lot of feedback. I must have. Yes, everything's fine. Good. All's good. Yay. Hi Linda. How are you? Good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here for Story and Art. And I saw you earlier today on Julie's thing. Bob is home. I went and picked him up at the airport. We just got home about an hour ago. So, yes. And so is green tonight. Yay, my mic is yes, my mic is green. I thought I'd do green tonight. I switched the colors from purple to green. It just felt like a green night since I needed something green since I forgot to um, water the tomato plant while Bob was gone, and it's not happy. Oh well. I do not claim to have a green thumb. The apples are fine. I knew that they would be fine. I'm driving, but listening into story time. Yay, thanks. Oh my gosh. Hi, Carlos. It's nice to have you here. So, tonight is simply stories that might make you chuckle, that might make you laugh. Hopefully, that's the whole thing, a little bit of laughter and love. And one is a new book to me. That that we had the book that said, "Don't open the book." This one is, "Please open this book." And then I have another book, one of my favorite that I used to read with kids. That's just crazy silly, and then a little bit of an somebody tapped into Peanuts, Snoopy, and a little bit of Snoopy wisdom, you might say. So that's what I have for us tonight. Yay. Anyway, so Bob's home. I went and picked him up at SeaTac today. He had a great time with the grandkids, taking care of them, running around. Aldo is relieved that he doesn't have to put up with the just me and my odd hours. When left to my own devices, I tend to sleep in and stay up very late and do things at completely different odd hours than my better half does. And so Aldo was a little bit weirded out by the whole thing, but we managed. Anyway, tonight, like I said, I've got 3 stories. They're short, they're fun, and they should hopefully make you laugh or be a little bit amused. The first one is by Adam Lerhaupt, and the pictures are by Matthew Forsyth, and they're just those. Imagine, so it's Carlos, since you're driving, I'll give you a little bit of imagine. So imagine a all kind of animal pictures done with just circles and rectangles and big beady eye kind of things that kids would do, and or in a almost semi collage kind of way. So the shapes are somewhat close, but not always perfect. And thank God I know where the mute button is because I just sneezed. I've been sneezing today. And I'm taking that as a positive thing of yes, this is what we're supposed to do. So let's get ready. The first book, as I said, is called Please Open This Book. Yes, please open this book. And get that over here. By Adam Lerpert and Matthew Forsyth. Okay, that is. Hello. Finally. Quick, someone turn on the light. You opened the book. We're saved. We're saved. Do you know what happened? Someone closed this book. They slammed it shut with us inside. Oh, why would anyone close a book? Especially a really good book like this one. You should leave it open. This is what happens when you close a book. The toucan has bandages around his nose, and so did the crocodile. And he's been in there for days. Well, the lemur's stuck in a box. The worst part? They completely destroyed this perfectly good banana. We worked hard for that banana. We saw who did it. He looks just like this. Have you seen him? Wanted poster of someone. We're still fixing things from last time. So you should leave this book open. Just put it down. Step away from the book. We can change the story. We'll write something with a hero and a heroine, and you'll like it. It'll be a good story. You want to leave it open. You turned another page. Don't you know what will happen? If you keep turning pages, you'll close the book. We'll be trapped again. You wouldn't want to do that to us, would you? We'll be good. Promise. We'll give you the rest of this banana. There's still a little left. The other half was tasty. You could get stuck too. Did you think about that? Don't be this person. Don't be a book closer. Stop! Don't turn this page. You're almost at the end. Warning, end of book. If you go any further, we can't go with you. You turned it. Don't make the light go out. We aren't ready. One more page and this book will be closed. You can fix this. Flip it over and oh, that's the end of the book. Oh my gosh. Don't close this book. Now you're feeling guilty about closing books. Hi, Tamara. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's just, and the color palette, it's all like in black background and then the pages. And then the color palette is simply, there's red, orange, yellow, some gray and brown. And that's about it. It's very cool. It's a great. Don't close this book. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's the first one. Hope you got a little bit of chuckle out of this. So this one, those of you who are watching, don't have to use your imagination quite like Carlos does because he's driving. But this book is by Judy Barrett, and it's drawn by Ron Barrett. And it has been out for, oh gosh. When did it come out? 1970. Yeah, it's a 1970 book, but it is still well, it was on the shelves of my library when I left. It was still checked out frequently, oftentimes, and I would read it to the kids, and it would always spark an activity, an idea. Would read this book along with the book about underwear, um, the book about the great African safari underwear fair that the animals all go to and get different underwear to wear, which always would crack up kids, of course. And then I would read this one. And this book is called Animals Should Definitely Not Wear Clothing. Yeah, can you imagine opening all the books in the library and yelling, "Don't close the books!" Having them talk. I would be the one who would be pretending that the books were talking. That would drive them nuts. They always thought. And it was always the kindergartners too, who would some of them would believe it. And then were those kids who were entering the age of like object permanence and starting to have that skepticism about things and losing things, and they would say, "No, that's not possible." I'm like, "Really? Really? Are you sure? Are you sure that?" Because I leave the library and the books you should have seen the shelves this morning. It's like they had a party last night while I was gone. And it was a total mess. I mean, seriously, all the birds are off talking to the biographies. I mean, what's with that? And the kids would just some of the older kids would be rolling their eyes, but the little kids would they never knew quite sure whether or not to believe me about that. And it was always kind of fun things. Anyway, so here we go. Animals should definitely not wear clothing. So, written by Judy Barrett and illustrated by Ron Barrett. Animals should definitely not wear clothing because it would be disastrous for a porcupine. Porcupine's wearing shredded pajamas, it looks like. Because a camel might wear it in the wrong places. Hats on its humps. Because a snake would lose it. Slide right out of the pants. Because a mouse could get lost in it. Because a sheep might find it terribly hot. A sweater and a scarf and a hat on a sheep. Sheep panting. Because it could be very messy for a pig. Because it might make life hard for a hen. Wearing pants and having their egg get caught in the pants. Because a kangaroo would find it quite unnecessary. They already have pockets. Because a giraffe might look sort of silly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ties on that giraffe. 1 bow tie. Oh my. Because a billy goat would eat it for lunch. Because it would always be wet on a walrus. Because a moose could never manage. That's one of my favorite. The suspenders stuck in the moose's antlers. Oh. Because opossums might wear it upside down by mistake. Pair of long johns with its eyes sticking out the back drop back of the long johns. Oh my gosh. And most of all, because it might be very embarrassing. Oh my goodness. An elephant is wearing the same thing as the lady that's watching him at the zoo. Ah. Judy Barrett says divides her days between teaching art to children and writing children's books. Ron Barrett spends his nights illustrating the books she writes and his days as an art director at a New York advertising agency. I don't know what they're doing now. Animals should definitely not wear clothing is their second book. The first was Old MacDonald Had an Apartment House. They both firmly believe that animals should definitely not wear clothing, except for the occasional dog coat on a below freezing day. This is where they draw the line. Oh my goodness. Too fun. Hi, Lupe. Nice to have you here. Oh my gosh. Nice to have you here. Yay. Um, so we have Lupe's here and Tamara and Carlos is driving. Linda's I'm still thinking about the books in the library. I used to just literally I would that was part of the fun of being a teacher was I could make up ridiculous stories about any kind of things. And sometimes the kindergartners would believe me and sometimes they wouldn't. And then, it was just who knows what. And all kinds of crazy things that would happen, just that's the way it was. Anyway, the last book I have for tonight is called Love from Snoopy. And this is it's inspired by the comic strip Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz, and it's written by Maggie Testa, and it's illustrated by Scott Geralds. How they got through able to do the copyright of the Snoopy illustrations, because I tell you, there have been situations and instances over the years where people have, even in schools for things, used illustrations from Peanuts and Snoopy and Charlie Brown and stuff, and have gotten called on the carpet and had to take things down and change them up. I remember Scholastic at one time did something and they had to not use it in there because they hadn't gotten permission from the Charles Schulz estate or whatever that runs it all. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty heavily copyrighted, protected images. So it's always interesting to see when it's somebody, because you'll see on this book, this pretty close to pretty darn, it's always a question, but this is called Love from Snoopy. And as inspired by the comic strip Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz. This was written in 2024. It says Peanuts and all related titles, logos, and characters are the trademark of Peanuts Worldwide LLC. And because you can't make your own poster of Peanuts stuff and put it up on the side of your school to advertise something, because that's not supposed to happen. Maybe these guys must have gotten permission and it must have been something. Yeah. Love gives you inspiration. Love helps you catch that wave. Love makes you feel cooler than cool. Love listens to each other. Love makes you dance for joy. Love lets you soar to the moon. Love brings the sweetest dreams. All the little Woodstocks. Love gives you the giggles. Love is cause for celebration. I love you as much as Snoopy. That's that book. Uh, yep, and they look for more books about peanuts at your favorite store. It advertised some of those. I remember I used to have some peanut comics. Remember those small books that they had that you could get? I always loved those. Those were so much fun. Yes. Anyway, those were my stories for tonight. I have another book that I'm going to save till Sunday because it's one that it's called um, what is it called? I think it's When Heart Leads, and it's just oh, it's wonderful. It's very fun. I there I found some new books hit the library, not the public library, but on Libby. Um, and I found several new books. It was great fun to find some new ones out there that are coming up. And that's what we've got. So Sunday, send in your artwork. Let's see what you got. You're dog sitting for your son. You're listening and making dinner. Bob's upstairs making dinner because he like I said, he just got back from Phoenix today. And we're kind of laughing because he got acclimated to the heat. We're supposed to be in the 90s for the next 3 or 4 days, and which he's been down there, and it's of course hasn't been below 90. Um, and had a great time with the grandkids, with Layla and Lachlan, and all that kind of stuff. So, but he got back today, and the prediction is for the next few days to be in the 90s up here. So he's acclimated to it. I'm going to be hitting the studio tomorrow with some stuff. Um, and I've got to get things done for that studio tour that I'm doing next week. Ah, yikes. Next Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend is like next weekend. Is it next weekend or the weekend after? I think it's whatever. Anyway, it's next weekend, not this coming one, but the next one. And I have to have stuff done. Yikes. I have a few pieces that I'm going to take that I already framed and I've had for a while. And I might take a couple other pieces that I already have done. Maybe, yeah, maybe do that. So that's the stories for tonight. So they were all just about laughter and love and having a good time. And I just wanted some fun stories to read to you for story time this week to get us through the beginning of our weekend until we're back on Sunday and we can see your artwork that you've been working on and all that good stuff. So, everybody, until next time, we're supposed to have cooler weather. We went. We spent yesterday with your sister and brother-in-law for their 59th wedding anniversary. Oh my gosh, 59. My sister Patty and her husband are coming up on their 60th. Um, their 60th will be the year they turn 80. So, yeah. My goodness. My goodness. Anyway, 59 years, yeah. Cooler weather. Yes, I know Labor Day is on 9/1. But the weekend it starts like the the studio tour is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it's the 30th, 31st, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes, that's the 30th, 31st, and 1st. So I have to go over on the 29th, which is on Friday, set up and help Suzanne set the place up and stay at Patty's and be there on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, or Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and drive home Monday night or Tuesday. It depends. Yeah. Yep. So that whole weekend, it's a little bit. Whew. Anyway, everybody, you guys, enough babble from me. Take care and keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. You know that. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And I'll see you Sunday. And make sure you send in some artwork. Yay!
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, run